ain't gotta be too perfect. You just gotta know your worth. Talk about your flaws, how they make you flawless. You are like a work of art and artists. They do it all their dreams, all their hopes, all their nightmares.
Hey.
Welcome back to another episode of
Trims and Drama.
We're your hosts, Brea and
Corrigan.
How you doing?
It's been a good week. I missed you.
I missed you too. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad.
What day was? I think it was. No, it was Friday. It was Friday, and I just looked at Keon. I was like, I miss Brea.
I told y'all that y'all was gonna miss.
Oh, I knew I was. There was no doubt about that. You didn't have to tell me that. I've been new.
I knew y'all was gonna miss me. I missed y'all so much too. But I had a really, really good time. We're just catching up already. We had a really, really good time. I learned so much. Jill is a gem. Shout out to the Essence of Jill on Instagram, Jillizm on Instagram. She is amazing. We learned so much from not just the Wicks, so like starter Wicks, starting on real hair, or you can add extensions, lock combination, lock extensions, instant locking, the crochet method, her touch. She has really like that majestic
Pretty much if there's
touch.
a way to wick it, she teaches it.
She know how to, she just has such a light hand where like the YouTube is so you shouldn't learn everything on YouTube, and I'm glad that I don't like that, because you can learn some stuff on YouTube, but they're not teaching you that right way, because it's not supposed to like hurt.
Right, yeah.
But it was amazing. I had such a good time. We went out to eat to like Chattahoochee Food Mart or something like that today.
Okay.
It's like a gather. Greenville, I have to put a little thing up here on the because I got to get back to doing that. I've been kind of lazy on the edits myself, but yeah.
As I'm just now getting back into the edits.
We're gonna get back right. I feel like it's a roller coaster. But we've been staying consistent.
Well, and we've talked about it before. I'm not gonna lie though, like, I really can get into the social media a little too much sometimes, and we were just talking about it a little bit ago. Like, I troll the bigots, I do, but there are times where it also gets to me, and I actually turn my personal profile to private because like it's too tempting to go into the comments. And I'm really, really, really trying to do better about that, because like I pissed somebody off on Facebook, and they like wanted to go for my job, which is really funny because I work for myself. Right. But like, it was just one of those things, like, if I shouldn't have went as hard as I did, but also I don't regret it. I'm not sorry. The only thing I wish I would not let it sometimes affect my mood. And unfortunately, like, I do that sometimes, and then it gets to a point where I don't even want to edit because I just don't want to be a part of social media right now. Like, it's a full break kind of thing.
Right.
So that's kind of what I was going through part of last week. I was unmedicated for part of the week last week, and it is not good.
You can tell a difference.
Yeah, there's 100% a difference. I really need to go get scanned for bipolar. It was full on. It was real bad. And like, I apologized to Keon, like, because I knew not for the social media thing, but for just how I was letting myself get in my own head. And I woke up like that, and it was like I said, I didn't have medication, and like went home, and then that same day was when I did the social media thing, because I got mean. I got mean without my medicine.
Yeah.
Which, Josh jokes about it, but no, it's true. It really does affect me. But no, I was sitting there after having my thing with all of that, and I looked at Josh and I was like, this is some bipolar shit, isn't it? And he was like, yeah, no, it 100% is. And I went from that to like, I just started crying. Like, I just started crying because I was like, oh no. Yeah. But it was also a thing of like, oh wow, I really sometimes am not in control of my emotions, huh? Like, it was just a realization thing. Yeah. Now I go back and look at it because it was fully like am I the drama? I'm the drama. Like, it was that. Now I look at it and it's funny, but it's kind of sad. Like,
sometimes you just need to step back, and then when you come back, or look at it like outside looking in, or look at it outside of yourself.
Well, and I was glad that I was honestly just mad at more myself than anything. Like, I'm glad, other than Facebook, man, I didn't take it out on anybody. Like, and that is something that I personally work on, is trying not to take it out on people. Facebook, yeah, that happened. But at least it's not somebody in person that I'm gonna have to look at the consequences in a different light. with social media, I can literally just turn it off and do better. And that's literally, so yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, is just trying to be better on that and not give in to the hate that is on social media, because there is a lot of it.
It is. We talked about, I'm not going to say no names because these people are, popular, but I mean, but I feel like it's the lane you choose to step in with social media. Some people like that clickbait, that drama, because that's what gets people. People love to talk about, tea, or the getting into it kind of thing, the messiness of it.
Well, and I mean, so unfortunately for me, a lot of it is also because you can't even go on and if someone posts something about Dylan Mulvaney, you can't even go on and say congratulations without the hate coming to you.
Right.
Like, and I mean, that's where it kind of gets to, and actually this is actually a conversation that's being brought up right now, is the fact that Meta, who's in charge of Instagram and Facebook, really doesn't do much when it comes to guidelines with transphobia. Transphobic comments can make it and stay and not get taken down, but if you retaliate to the transphobic comment, you're going to get
like a hate.
You're gonna get
reported.
Punished. Oh yeah, the amount of times I've been reported, the amount of times I've been blocked for a couple days.
Really?
Oh yeah, because of me answering to transphobia, but the transphobia never gets taken down.
Yeah.
Like, and so it is. I mean, I've been known about that, but it's making its way into bigger discussions, and hopefully Meta has something to say about it, because you need to do better. Just because you're biased, because it's clearly biased, it is very clearly biased, doesn't mean that you should still allow transphobia to happen. Just because you don't care doesn't mean it's okay to let it continue.
Right.
Again, I mean, do I need to bring back, next Benedict? Because, which unfortunately for that situation, no one's going to be brought to charges.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that shortly after. They was like, it was. Yeah, I seen that.
Well, I mean,
trying to follow the stories.
Yeah. Because toxicologists haven't gotten it wrong before. Because what was it? I'm trying to think. There was what was his name? It's fine. I'm fully having a brain fart. But no, other than that, So I'm getting better about being happy again with social media and trying to just surround myself with fun stuff. But honestly, at this point, because there's also talks about it might be harder to see LGBTQ content, period, online on social media, because it's almost like getting lumped together with adult content. It's going to there's a chance that it might be harder in general. It's more silencing,
shadow banned,
things like that. Well, it's anything that's considered sociological differences is also being lumped together with like adult content. Like it's weird, it's bizarre. But if that's the case, I'm wondering if we might end up getting like a queer only type of social media coming out, because I mean, Meta's starting to get called out more and more left and right. People are going to start wanting to leave.
Right.
Twitter, people are already leaving Twitter in droves because they can't stand the dumb shit that's being allowed on Twitter. The hypocrisy with that, like, it's just, I don't know. I'm curious to see what social media turns into
going forward.
Yeah, as people are getting more and more aware.
Right. I'm interested in see it too, because it's innovative. It's forever changing. There's always going to be some new
Well, then
thing.
you have, if we end up losing in America the access to TikTok.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
The whole thing is, timing wise, it's weird. It's not the most important thing right now when we have multiple wars going on in the world, and we haven't. I don't know. It's just really weird timing. But is it? And also, what was the reasoning behind it?
Right.
And because I know a lot of people are saying, it's their way of keeping us silent from talking to each other, from talking to people around the world. I'm curious. I am curious to see what's going to pan out with that. Because if it's just we want to guarantee that America makes money off of TikTok, that's it. Well, how is that not a monopoly? I don't understand how, because we don't have it, because it's not located here in America, we don't like it, we're going to try and ban it, so that you're forced to make it here in America, or however the legalities behind it go. It just borderline seems like it's bullying TikTok to make sure that America can make more money off of it and go through and dictate what's
can be done, but
being said and done on TikTok.
Yeah, they done did that so many times, saying they're gonna get rid of it. I was used as a way for the Chinese people to spy.
Right?
But we do use TikTok for just different than they use it. They use it for more education and stuff like that. And I wish we would. Which I mean, some people are entrepreneurs of TikTok be trying to do that, but I wish more we would. Besides the stuff that goes viral, it's truly ignorant thing. 3 second. It's all for jokes and laughs. When we could be using it to really, like, OnlyFans was originally supposed to be for like content creators, and I mean they still create content on there.
Yeah,
but
there's stuff that's on there that's not just
right, and it should be, because you could use all those avenues to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think it's funny that like we have, because I mean, I will say it, pornography. There's pornographic websites that now aren't allowed in, like, I think at most 9 states right now.
Oh yeah,
North Carolina, Texas. Like I can't remember the other states, but and I know that because I mean it is what it is. I occasionally look. You can't even get on like Pornhub and things like that in South Carolina without having to prove your ID, like without showing your ID.
Oh yeah, they talk about that.
Because I guess it's too close to North Carolina. I don't know, but it's happening here. But yeah, the fact that like you have that regulation on websites, but not on Twitter. Like Twitter, it's still running rampant.
There's a lot of porn on Twitter.
There's a lot.
That's what
I understand is like these websites literally are banned in these states, but not Twitter.
Twitter, I can't open I tweeted it the other day. I was like, you can't even open my phone in public without being embarrassed. Or like, they be like, what are you watching? Turn your volume got to be down, because the first thing that pops up on mine is, and it's my timeline, is porn. So I'm like,
oh yeah, no, I do not open mine up in public at all. Josh has 2 accounts though. One that's NSFW and one that is SFW. Okay, yeah. That's how he gets around it with his at work. I just don't turn mine on.
I just like to, like, I mean, it's just when I'm out places, I feel like a lot of people have that habit of we waiting for someone, or like out in public, and I mean,
that's why I go to Instagram. Instagram's mine.
Oh, okay, yeah. I like to click on Twitter, because I like to get topics, like listen to see what people talking about on Twitter, because they be talking about like why is entertainment and that stuff too. I mean, I'd like to pull some of my conversation topics from there.
Why are we all getting diddled? Yeah,
they got
have you seen that somebody's already coined the term no diddying?
No diddy,
no homo.
Honey,
yeah.
we was talking
the fact
about
that they're already making money off of his name.
yeah, they were saying it in the shop last week. No diddy. That's funny. But last night I was watching a R. Kelly documentary. Yeah, because I was like young when it was going on, but this shit really was crazy.
Is it the Surviving R. Kelly? Is that the one? Yeah, I need to watch that one.
Or is that the one on Netflix?
Yeah.
That's what I was watching. Yeah.
That's the one I need to watch.
Because I really never like really dove into it, paid attention to it.
With Diddy, I'm gonna wait for the documentary. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm gonna wait for the documentary, because it's already been an open secret for so many years in Hollywood. Which, that's the thing, is like I don't like that. I don't like that. It seemed like Dan Schneider was an open secret. P. Diddy was an open secret. Like, do better. If you know something, say something.
Yes.
Like, I mean, and we've said it a couple times since his interview, but like Cat Williams, why are you just sitting on knowledge? Why are you just sitting on all of these bad things? And not saying something? Because at the end of the day, people are suffering the longer it keeps continuing. Like, the longer they're allowed to keep doing it. And it's just really sad to me. Like, first of all, it's sad to me that people are going to jump from Dan Schneider and Diddy to Diddy and ignore the Dan Schneider thing. No, they're both terrible. They're both awful. They both deserve whatever they have coming to them. But you should also be looking at the fact that it was an open secret. Like, that's the part that there's something wrong with people to not want to say something.
Exactly, because you're afraid to lose a job or whatever. That's what the R. Kelly interview, they were talking about, like, they was like, his assistant, I forgot her name, Donna something, Copeland, talking about she shouldn't even be able to look herself in the mirror, talking about she didn't know what's going on. She was like, oh, my job, stopped at the bedroom. I didn't ever think, but you had girls texting you, so like, I'm hungry, I need something to eat or whatever. Like, basically just held hostage or whatever. Like, I mean, he even referred to one of the girls as being escaped, which I don't want to get into it, but I'm just saying that stuff is crazy. Like, I mean, and it's very interesting to me, because like you said, why haven't you been said something. This is old. Like, these girls were young. I mean, and the whole Aaliyah thing, that blew my mind. Like, that was, you married her, she's pregnant, or what? Like, how y'all forging IDs, documents?
It's sad. Like, well, and then, I mean, how fast did, what's her name get paid off? I can't think of her name. Cassie.
Cassie, yeah.
How fast Cassie got paid off.
And that, I'm telling, that he did everything that they said he allegedly did. I mean, that's just, and it's a wild, but I mean, and there's a lot of joking that they making, you know, memes and stuff, but that stuff is crazy, and I'm like, it really happened. Mm-hmm. I'm always...
No, I'm 100% going to believe pretty much anything that comes out about him now.
Oh, yeah.
You left your children. You literally left your children and said, nah, I'm gonna bail. And that's another reason why I'm going to wait for, like, the documentary or the court case, everything like that. Like, because right now, when anything around him, so much of it seems like it's fake. Mm-hmm. Like, as far as, like, the catch, the...
Me Too?
No, not even that. No, not that. It's, people are already saying that he's been caught and that he's already, like, going to trial and shit. It's like, no, I don't think he even got caught yet. Like, he's running, if I'm not mistaken. Like, but that's why I want to wait, because social media is going to turn around and put any little clickbait, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, it's clickbait
thing towards him, and it's like, I'll just wait. I'll wait, because I'm not trying to tell the wrong thing when it comes to reporting on that. But yeah, so I'm really, really curious to see what's going to happen with that. Hopefully he gets caught.
Right, but he better, like, justice will be served, hopefully.
Yeah.
What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? That's crazy.
Ooh, probably when I took the trip to New York. I took a train up to New York and stayed there for a week.
By yourself?
No. At the time, it was somebody I was friends with, and I came and visited him, and I was actually looking to possibly move up there.
Okay.
So I came and stayed with him for a week to see. I was in Brooklyn. And see how it was up there. Not like the tourist stuff, but actually living there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't stay. I didn't move up there, obviously. It was a lot. There was a lot to do. It is so high paced in New York, though, and I mean, mind you, I've been in South Carolina my whole life. Like, I'm not a fast paced person. Mm-hmm. Well, I thought I was. I am fast paced when it comes to other Southerners, but I am nowhere near as fast paced in order to make a big city like New York City happen for me.
Okay.
It's insane.
Yeah,
so I had a lot of fun, but it was a lot, and I ended up actually missing my train back down, and ended up having to stay another night. And me and that friend had a falling out while I was there, so I was not invited back to his house, to his apartment, for that last night. And luckily, a stranger, I say stranger, but we had talked a little bit while I was there. Mm-hmm. And I think met at a bar, which does not sound very safe, and I'm aware of that. But luckily, they let me stay at their apartment, and we're still friends on Facebook to this day.
That's cool.
Because he pretty much kept me from having to fall asleep in
your car.
Well, no, in a train station.
Oh yeah, because oh man.
I was gonna have to sleep on the bleachers. And now, while I was waiting, trying to figure things out, I stayed there for a couple of hours, thinking I was going to sleep there, and ended up watching a dog like come in and sniff out what they thought was could have been a bomb. It wasn't. Could have been.
Oh yeah.
And so I got to watch that. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was a new experience. I only got cussed out one time while I was there, and it's because I was being too slow. Well, and it was in the station, trying to get to. It was in the subway station, not at the train station. And I had all my luggage and shit. And this guy was behind me with his kid, and I just wasn't moving fast enough. So he's like, "Get the fuck out of my way," and then kept on going. Like, and you know, I was fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I get it. I'm being slow.
Right, especially when you're not from a place. It's hard to do. I can't think of what's the most adventurous thing I've done or gonna be besides go on trips. But I mean, I feel like I went to New York too, but that was like an 8th grade field trip kind of thing. I feel like the most adventurous thing I've done is like go go take these classes by myself. I've been to Henderson, North Carolina. That was a 5-hour ride by myself. You know, the extensions class. And then I just came back from Atlanta. That's a 2-hour ride, which, I mean, just going to do stuff by myself, I feel like,
in general.
Because I'm a twin, so I'm always used to having somebody with me. So, yeah, that's about just trying new things by myself. Or when I went to Bronner Brothers by myself. I think that's the most adventurous, doing things alone.
Yeah.
I would want to travel. One of our, she's my client, but she's my friend too. Just went out she went to Cancun by herself. I don't know if I'm that. I don't know, but I mean, I would take a solo trip by myself. I think it's more fun with friends or just at least one other person. But I like doing things alone because I'm always used to having somebody with me, even if it's just a sibling or a friend.
I would say I definitely was more independent growing up than I am now. Like, I mean, obviously, I can turn around and do things. I don't like to do things by myself anymore.
Right.
I like having somebody with me. Right. And don't get me wrong, like, I love my quiet time, things like that. Like, I like my me time. Right. But I prefer having somebody with me.
Yes, same.
Where growing up, when I lived on my own and did all that, like, I didn't care. I think that's the big thing is now I have a bigger support system and a bigger, like, friend group to where I want
and I love that for us.
People. Yeah, I want people with me, around me.
Same. I love having like that's all I'm gonna be referencing the trip a lot because we just came back. It was I mean, because she worked in a suite, and I always thought about that. But like, they're still like home-ish and come to like go talk to each other kind of thing. They're not all like, oh, I just stay in my room all day by myself. Right. Because that's what I don't like. I love having all of us here together. I like being able, if one person may be busy, we can get the other person. Or like it's enough. Like
when we do Florida,
right.
Like we had fun. We didn't stop.
And I can't wait to go back. And that's why I told the girls, two of the girls that she was living in Orlando before she came here. She only been here, Jill's only been here like 4 months, but they live in Orlando. And I told her, I'm coming to you. I was like, well, you stuck with me anyway. Now we get to take your class. I'm part of the little tribe or whatever. And I'm like, I'm coming back. Like we're going to be working together. So I'm coming to go to see.
Now you got Sweet Talk, Nard and TS into.
Oh, absolutely. I know, right? Nard already just said I could touch his hair, and I can't wait to touch his hair because, like, I just know it's the right way and the wrong thing to do things. And, like, I don't want to teach myself wrong because I always get big on the integrity of people's hair. Like, I don't, because, like, you can really fuck some people's hair up.
And when you shouldn't be saying yes to clients, it will catch up to you. It will. When their hair, there's so many things that you can say yes to when you shouldn't, that in the long run, they're going to be able to tell and you're going to be able to tell that you should not have said that or that you could do it because you are not doing it properly. There are ways of cutting corners that are safe and there are ways of cutting corners that are not. And unfortunately, a lot of times people who want to be the quick and easy and get paid route are going to cut the wrong corners. And you're going to have damage. You're going to have things that are going to work against you. You're going to lose clientele eventually.
That's that part. And that's the thing.
And that's the other thing. When people know what they're like, the internet has changed everything. People know the right way of doing things now. People can go and look and research the right way of doing things. They are going to know if you're not doing it right. Right.
And then that's the thing. And I never want to be the one, oh, she messed my hair up. I never want to be like that. That's why I've always been the way I've been. Like if somebody can teach me something, I'm going to pay them to teach me. Instead of trying to learn it the hard way, you'll be more, like now I look at it and I know how to do it. Like I brought some locks with me to combine today. Like, I mean, just going to, and it's not, just not to be aggravated by it because you're not, mindlessly moving. Right. Because you don't know if you're doing it right or not. Like, I mean, that's the thing. And I'm always, like, if I feel like I'm going to take more classes. And that's why I'm so big on, like, education. Cause
I love that you do the class a year, at least one class a year. Yeah. When you made that post about on Facebook, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, some people, and people like to, like, I never like to turn away money, though. Like, that's why a lot of people do take whatever people ask them to do. Be like, yeah, I can do it. Yes, I can, because they want the money. Yeah. But, and I never.
We were taught that. We were taught to do that by some teachers. Some teachers will tell you to do that.
Don't say no while you're building your business. And that's important, but it's also.
But at the same time, if I'm not the best one for the job.
Right. I'm going to go to the best of the best. And Jill, like with the Wicks, and it's next level. Like she did, his name is Shabusi. He has two, we were talking about, we can get into that, Carter, what's it called?
That Shabusi?
Cowboy. Yeah. She did his hair. She did his hair.
Okay.
And that's my man, Listen.
Because like his songs on that album are so fun.
Fire. Like
so
we played
fun.
it over and over again.
You said Shabusi, and I was like, wait a minute, because I was trying to keep all the names that were on that, because the amount of guest stars that are on that fucking album.
He ate, and his voice is amazing. And then the whole time I'm watching his videos, I love his voice. Yeah. I like the cowboy vibe he got, but it's his hair for me, and that's why I was like, I mean, his hair is beautiful. Jill did that or whatever. So I'm like, she got. I mean, your work is already 2 steps
away from Beyonce.
Okay, exactly what she was saying the whole time. She was like, and now Beyonce knows who I am. Exactly, because the first thing I would say, who did your hair? Because she need to touch Jay-Z, okay? Because his hair. Love his hair. I mean, I like it.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the wigs on him. The wigs look weird on him.
If she touch him,
but I'm not gonna lie, half the time Jay-Z just looks weird because he don't care.
That's what I said too. I was like, that is not
Jay-Z
an
just always
attractive
looks
man.
funny. No, he's not.
To me, like he's just not.
The audacity to cheat on Beyonce, and you look like that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna say it. He's goofy looking.
He's just not like exactly. I was like, he's just not the cutest to me, and I don't care how much.
You did something right because you got Beyonce. So
okay.
Good for you.
And I'm so excited for Jill. I mean, she gonna have to do his hair for the CMT Awards. It's amazing.
Yes.
Like I feel like it's
wait for her to tear up the CMT.
Okay, because I want to go. We're talking about going to Essence Fest. I'm outside. Yes. Okay, the more it warms up outside, the more I be outside. So I'm excited. It's good to have friends all over. So when I go, we going. Like
we're gonna go and do it up.
Okay, and we working while we doing it because like it's just great. I'm so excited to get into this. It's gonna be different. It's definitely gonna be next level. Yeah, I'm excited. I loved it. We had a great time. And that Carter, Carter Cowboy Carter is amazing.
Girl,
like
I started it yesterday. I have now listened to every song officially. Mm-hmm. Some of my favorites, I have them written down.
Come on,
because there's 27. No, I mean, granted, there are ones that are just like a minute here, 30 seconds there, with little talking bits, but it was still. Like the overall, and that's the thing. Okay, hold on.
And I can't wait for the music videos.
Well, because that's the thing is that I loved that era of like I think it was like more in the 2010s where everyone had like a 10-minute music video. The albums told a story, and she brought that back with this album because you have all these, and I love it when they do this when they have like the little snippets and little intros and little outros and little speaking things. It was fun.
And I want to go back to that. I forget. I don't watch a lot of music videos. We did that the whole time.
She did it. Taylor Swift has done it a lot, and Gaga has done it a lot. Oh, and Melanie Martinez has done it twice. She has 2 videos, like they're movies, but they're all of her songs in a video format, in a movie format for about an hour long. Todrick Hall did it too, with one of his, with I think it was The Wizard of Oz. But yeah, there's a few people who have gone out there and done it, but the art that goes into it, and I cannot wait for these music videos to come out. But yeah, my favorites on there so far are Blackbird, which that one was That one had Tanner Adele in it, who we've been talking about.
Tanner Adele, that's what we talked about her.
And I said she needs to get with Beyonce. And I'm
absolutely, you did say that on the video.
And
too.
Willie Jones from America's Got Talent. He's on there. But yeah, she got the two of them. She got Miley Cyrus, Post Malone, Willie Nelson, Shabuzi. Like, it's so good, and I don't even like country normally.
Right.
I am officially a country person now, but country music with some flavor.
Yes.
Because that is what Beyonce and these artists have been doing.
Okay.
There's another group that popped up on my Instagram yesterday. It's the KY Gentlemen, Kentucky Gentlemen. It's two guys, two black men, and they kind of have almost like a folksy sound to them. Really, really cool. And then, I gotta ask Josh. There was a band that did another cover of Jolene, but basically saying like you can keep him because he ain't shit. And it's a black group, 3 black girls, kind of like the Chicks. Used to be Dixie Chicks, but now the Chicks. Yeah, because they did better, and now they're just the Chicks. Anyways. But yeah, they do a really, really fun version. And he was saying that he wished that they were in there. I can't think of the name. I know the last part is Heart. Something Heart. I'll have to bring that up next week. But yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out on them too, because if she keeps up with the country, like they could easily work together.
Yeah.
And I just love this renaissance of black people in country music taking it back.
I love it,
Like, I'm here for it.
Yes.
The music is already, I mean, the messages are already going to be, you have such a pull to pull from as far as content with country music, and you give it a beat. Like, it has such a good beat.
It does. It's really. I like the outfits, like that photo she just last did this on her Instagram. Yeah. It's amazing. I like the outfits and the hats and the boots. Yeah. It's just gonna be so cute. But also new music. Saint Harrison. Have you heard of him? Saint Harrison, he's a pink hair. He got pink hair, white guy. Well, he's not white. Well, he's from, I forgot where he's from.
He's light skinned.
Yeah, he's white, but he's
got some spice in there,
somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna look him up.
He's not just basic white.
But ego talking. I heard it in Jill Sweet while we were at class, and that song I played that so many times this day. I'm walking around singing it. It's like so good. Yeah. Like, I really like him, so I've been on him. So ego talking is really good. Homies is a really good song. It's just like, it's lit. Oh, well, favorite songs from the album, because there's also one that I want to mention that has been an earworm in my head, and if I'll be mad at myself if I don't say it this week, but because I keep forgetting about it. But I love Jolene off of the album, and American Requiem. Those are my 3 favorites from the album so far. Jolene got that verse in there. It's like, you wish my man, I see why my man, what is it? Was attracted to you. But then they put that ugly picture of him beside it. Like, girl, don't nobody want that man. Because that man is not. And Jill and them was like, you can't tell her nothing.
You can't tell her nothing, and she's going to stand by her man.
You better stand beside her. Look at the screen. Because I'm going to put that picture like right here, or like right here. Look at your man.
Blue looks just like him too. Blue looks just like him. That poor baby.
Poor baby. Because that's all I'm going to say.
100% that man's baby.
100%. It's both their baby, because they look just like both of them.
Yeah. I think as Blue was a baby, she looked just like Jay, though, in my opinion. She looked just like him. Now she's starting to show both. But I think when she was younger, she looked 100% like him. The memes that have been coming from the difference in the 2 Jolenes, though, because you have Dolly Parton's is like, please don't, where you have Beyonce's like, bitch, I wish you fucking would try.
I'm done. I gotta go back and listen to hers. I don't think I like so I could compare
it's the 2. So good.
Yeah. Last week was we had a lot. What else new? Documentary.
I actually I think because the last time I kind of went overboard on the documentaries, because I watched 13 and the other one, I can't think of the other one off the top of my head, in the same week. This week I actually only watched while I was bored. So I actually rewatched. We sometimes like to go back and rewatch the true crimes. And,
I'm gonna watch. That's
I'm doing
on my
Gacy.
list.
I'm doing Gacy right now.
Okay.
So from Gacy, and then me and Bobby finished the Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Streets. So now we're going over to Halloween.
Okay.
And rewatching those. So we rewatched that, and then I actually, because I was looking yesterday, I was like, I want to watch something new for the podcast.
Right.
And I was like, well, what's happening recently? Spring Break we just had. Well, there's a couple horror movies that have Spring Break in them. Seen them. Fine. Easter. There's like no good Easter horror movies.
No bunny killing rabbit.
Well, and there's I started one. It was called, I think it was Easter Bunny Kill or something. God awful. I got 2 minutes into it. Yeah. It was awful.
Sounds like it.
And then I tried. Then one of them I couldn't find. I think it just came out. And I'm curious to see if it's any good. But yeah, if any good directors want to do something with Easter and horror, please make it happen, because there's a lot I feel like you could play with. Yeah. There's a lot of jokes that could be made there too. Anyways, but so instead I settled for one that was called April Fool's Day. Okay. It's from 1986. Today's April Fool's Day, which I have a funny story with that too, and kind of another secondary question. But yeah, it was pretty good. I was surprised. It was 1986, and no big actors. One of the girls is actually the final girl from the second Friday the 13th. random, but she was in it. But yeah, I was actually I liked it. It's 1986 horror movie. You're not going to get the best, but I was not mad by the time I was done with it. So yeah, I did that, and then going into April Fools, did you and your sisters ever pull pranks on each other or anything like that for April Fools?
Not like that, because
No?
I feel like it's a gap in between us, so they weren't really playing with us like that. No, but I always like April Fools. Like in school, I remember one of our friends. I always try to remember when April Fool's Day is, because in high school I would do April Fool Day jokes.
Okay.
So that's when I would pay attention to it, because I'm like, oh yeah, it is April Fool's Day, just in case somebody try to slide a little joke in there. So I'm gonna be on alert for that all day. I try to participate, like St. Patrick's Day, not go out and stuff, but like I'll wear green on St. Patrick's Day. I
have green ink. That's what I always remind myself. I have green ink.
Yeah.
Because I always forget.
Oh, I got green ink
I'm
now
not about
too.
to get.
Yay.
I ain't about to get pinched.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think of that. That's cool. Yeah.
So for April Fools, I don't pull pranks. Now I do occasionally scare people on purpose. Usually it's not on purpose, but
yes,
I do it sometimes on purpose. Especially if you have big hair and it's easy. But I'm naturally quiet, so that's probably the one thing I would say that as far as pranks go, I scare people. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes on not. But growing up, my brothers had convinced me, and I'm mad that I'm going to admit this now, but it's fine. I'm allowed to be slow sometimes. I was probably about 8 or 9. They convinced me that April Fool's was on the 2nd.
Oh, I'm done.
For years, until I was in my mid-20s, I thought it was...
I was going to say 30s. I was like, come on now.
No. It was about 26, 27. That another adult fully made me aware that, no, it is April 1st.
Right.
I don't do anything on April Fools, because to me, when you start opening up a prank war... That's why I don't like to
about
play. To get hurt, and it's going to be mine. It's going to be mine. I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's why I be playing too much. That's why I be trying to make things right. Don't play too much, because then I play too much, and then I be feeling bad. And then I don't want you to get back.
I'm going to be getting vengeance. Right.
Yeah.
You see, with like Josh, like he tries to scare me all the time, and I'm like, boy, I work with I know how to work with special effects makeup. Do not pull that out of me. Yeah. Because if I want to actually get revenge on you, you're going to have a heart attack. Like, don't go there with me. Yeah. I don't like to play. I like to play a little bit. I get mean. And I especially if you did it first, I'm going to get my revenge, and it's going to be better than what you did. And then we're going to get into a vicious cycle. I just don't like it. I'm not the one to play around with. I am too much in my feels. I am not a team sport when it comes to shit like that.
Same. That's why I said don't play with me. Don't play. I like to play a little bit, but not too much now.
So for a good almost 20 years, I was convinced that April Fool's was April 2nd, not April 1st. I never told my brothers about that either. Yeah? Yeah, they never knew how long. They literally got me for a good decade at least. A good 20, hilarious. Decade to 20 years. That's terrible. Joke. Yeah.
No, I can't even think of that time.
Listen, I was 6 and 8 years younger than them, so I was already the butt of the joke a lot with them anyways. So and I think that might be where it is too, is I don't ever want to feel like I'm being bullied. Yeah. And sometimes those pranks, like the prank channels, I don't even like to watch those. Like, I don't either. I don't know how y'all are still married. Like them. Like the couples who do the little crazy, things. But they get crazy. I like little. Like one was like hair. They took out his hair gel and put like a glue in it, not super glue, but regular glue. Oh yeah. No, you're messing with my. Yeah. No. And they be thinking it's funny. I mean, I love the back and forth, but don't play with me like that. You can do that with just a boo. Like it doesn't need to be something past that to me. Don't change. Keep it light-hearted. Yeah. Because once my feelings are hurt, they stay hurt.
That's funny. No.
But yeah, so that But like I said, I watched that movie. I liked it. I thought it was fun. It was quirky. It was really weird. But most 80s movies tend to be weird. There were a lot of drugs in the 80s.
Okay. I'm trying to think about what else I watched. But here lately, I've been really listening to, because I love the Florida, Florida people are they're just a little bit more country than us. They
depends on what part of Florida.
Yeah, that part. They are just a little bit more country from us, but I like the style of Wicks, because Wicks come from the South Florida. Okay. And they also call them mats, which it is like your hair is matted up or whatever, but it's really the free form locks that they call mats, and then hair like TS is like the long hair is like trunks or whatever. whatever. Which I mean, they're Wicks or whatever.
Once they get some like length on them, and
right, because they're so heavy. Like the Wicks, like the ones that stand out, like Kodak Black.
Okay.
Or like like the starter Wicks or whatever. But once they get so long, they look like elephant trunks or tree trunks. So they call them trunks. It's the really long ones. Once they come past, start hitting your shoulder like trunks.
Now, so my question is, what's the shortest the hair has to be before you can start Wicks?
See, that's the thing. Let me get my little mannequin because I want to talk about it anyway, and it's right here anyway. I wanted to put it on there because they look so good. They're so different, and I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was not a fan of Wicks.
The way it looks,
yeah, like I was not a fan of them. But here go my mannequin. You can do the shortest hair, and I was watching on Instagram. Like you can like these are starter. This one's not done. This
almost look like Bantu knots.
Right? They look so.
Yeah.
But these are like this one is more. I gotta go back in and smooth that down. But that's what they look like.
I didn't think you could start it that short.
Right, like that's the start of them. But we added these locks on. So like we added these.
So those are extensions.
These are extensions.
Hold up. My glasses on.
Yes,
that looks seamless.
Yeah, well the color is different, so you can tell because this hair is more black, like a one, and this is kind of like
you can see a little bit of brown in there.
Yeah.
But other than the color, you can't tell.
Yeah, like I attached it.
Holy
this hair was like this, so whatever, and then we added these, added that, and then these are. So she's taught us so much. Like people be like, "You gonna pay all that money?" Yeah, she taught us more than just because she could have just taught us like how to do the wicks and that's it. But people like she added it. Like we added hair around this one.
Feels good.
Yeah, so this one, that's nice a lock extension.
Yeah.
And it's like a really like right here.
Yeah.
Because this is their hair. Like we instant locked it and then attached the lock. Yeah. So yeah.
That is awesome.
And it's on there like
that feels good.
Her daughter has lock extensions too. You know, people number one thing they say they don't want to go through that ugly stage.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like that's not. Yeah, like now you can do so much, and I'm excited. Like Lake Care Lacey cut her locks off originally, so I'm combining them. Like that's what she wanted me to do. I got some in my bag, and they're already like I'm putting them together. I'm gonna make 7 locks.
No, wait, have I seen her since she's had them cut?
She has the micro locks now.
Yeah. Okay, you're not talking about the micros. Okay.
Yeah, she has micro locks now, but her original locks she had in like 10 years. Like she had some traditional locks, and she wanted me to put them together then. Like a few years ago before she cut them off. And I'm like, girl, I know. Like now going to take this class and learning it. And then I was like, that's what you wanted me to do? Like I would have never
thought that. Yeah.
I didn't know
now
how to
that
do
you
that.
know how to do it now.
Yeah. I was like,
oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, because I was going to put them together. I braided them.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, girl, I know you did. That's what you wanted me to do to your hair, but I'm doing them now.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even ask her. They've been at my house for a couple of years. She done had cut her locks off a couple of years ago now.
Okay.
And then like even adding locks. So she had these like lock extensions and they weren't, it was the same way, but she like, you could tell like this hair is darker, her hair was lighter.
Right.
And you could see them and that girl didn't do her hair right. Now I could do that. I could do these. I could do the big ones.
Yeah.
But even traditional locks, like people want that hair instant locks.
The one where you took her micros, the woman that you took her micros and put them into a bigger
those braids
and then braided them. That came out. I love.
It's so many things you can do with locks. Because if you would have told me back then that I would be doing some locks, I'd be like, yeah, right. I love.
There's a lot of styling that comes with the lock.
You can do it, yeah.
And that looks like one of the things like the locks, putting them in and all of that is one part. Learning how to style them is another part.
Right, exactly.
And it's almost like two different like I feel like you could almost be a professional just styler of locks.
Yeah, because some people don't like it.
Yeah,
like the
and
girl
don't actually do the retwists or the relocks.
Right, yeah, reties or whatever. They don't like because Taylor, she does reties with her, when she services her clients or whatever. But she don't go she don't do styles like if you braid them back or do something like that. She just does like a
just the retie.
Yeah, just the retie.
And then go to someone else for the style.
If you do it, then
unless you know how to do it yourself.
Yeah, like most of the girls they'll do 2 braids or like do braids from braid the back, or braid the top, half up, half down, stuff like that. But then styling for locks is definitely like some people can just do that.
Because I mean that's the thing is like you and Savannah both know how to do some really cool.
Oh yes, and that's why I like the classes because show me how to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know if I can't do it. Some things you can learn on YouTube, like fishtail braid. How to learn how to fishtail braid locks. Yeah. I looked that up because I think that's so intricate. Like how did you get all those locks into that braid?
I feel like styling is one of the safe areas on YouTube when it comes to hair.
Yeah.
Looking at styles, not necessarily techniques.
Yeah, on how to
unless you already know it and you're trying to go in and see someone else's technique. Because I mean, there's been plenty of times where I can look at someone else's technique and say, that's not
right. Yeah,
okay.
and I purposely didn't look on YouTube for like learn how to do Wicks or whatever because I just knew that it's not gonna be on there. Wicks are expensive, and so many people down in Florida just go sit in there and let people fuck their hair up. But even now, just going to take her class, and then I looked on YouTube, I was like, oh hell no, you already know by the end, and then in the comments they be like, oh girl, you ate, that's fire.
Who?
Right, and that's why, and I'm so hypocritical of myself, thinking I don't even be wanting to post this, like because I know that it could be like compared to.
That's where you're starting,
right?
You don't want to show the starting. So me and you both have that. I'd rather master it, then start posting, before
but I'm
doing
gonna
the
quit
transition.
doing that because when I looked on YouTube and they talking about you ate, that looked like shit, and they got like rubber bands around it. You're not supposed to use the rubber bands.
Yeah.
That's where they're. But I was like, but if you don't know, you thinking, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I was like, you looking at that, you can see that is not it. But
I'm like, crochet. Are these crocheted?
You crochet them, use a needle and crochet it or whatever.
Perfect.
But my grandma taught us how to do that like a long time ago. And I was like, Kat would really get it because she knows.
My locks, I only crochet. Yeah. That's like any kind of texture going into locks. I prefer crochet. Yeah. Because I don't like the bands. I don't like now I will part out the rubber bands, but they're coming off the same day. But I like to go in and take now my locks. If I actually were to install somebody on full head, we're looking at a minimum of 24 hours. Right. Total of work because I like to go in and crochet and get that swelling down and get that 6 months of shrinkage day one. I want you 6 months of shrunk now, and that way they're going to form, and all you need to go home and do is keep them twisted, keep them locked up as it's growing out. But if you want those kind of locks, and so it's also been years since I've done them, but that's the only way I know how to do them, because the other way with just the back combing and just the pulling and ripping, like you're doing damage, and you're still going to have fluffy locks. So no, I like to do the crochet. So because of the crochet, because of the experience I've had with crochet, I love that. I love that that's crochet, because it is a safer way. As long as you know how to do the needle and not rip hair out.
I've already stabbed my finger. I got one, but to me, I like to feel.
Because it separates you from the hair when you can't feel it, and you can't touch it. There's a disconnect. Yeah. So people who cut hair with gloves on, I don't know how they do it. I would be cutting myself constantly.
Yeah, you just got to get used to it, because you can still feel it. You just got to pay attention to it or whatever. But yeah, I really love that. Kat would definitely get it because she's so used to her hands already doing that. But it's more of a feeling that you're doing it when you're doing it anyway. So like you don't as long as you got that muscle memory, you know what you're doing. Like that's why I didn't want to teach myself, because some people say they stab their fingernails in between, but that's doing it wrong. Like you're not doing it exactly. But you can go to the hospital. Those needles are really sharp. They went in my finger twice, like down, like bleeding.
And it's not even because the first puncture does damage. It's the pulling out. Most people don't even realize that they go ahead and pull it, and it's the pull out that does damage. Yeah. Jesus, I've had it happen. I've had it happen with doing.
Because you grabbing, it's
and you're
hook.
going fast. That's when you're not paying attention. Because you're essentially felting, which felting is when you take the felt material and you do the exact same thing, and you can take and mold it and shape it. And right. It's the same principle.
It's crazy, and that's terrible. Like I was like, and it's expensive. And that's exactly. I got that's what I was looking on YouTube, not YouTube, AliExpress, and just buying some ones on to go on my thumb. Because my finger, you use your finger too, but I haven't. Poke my finger.
It's easier to get the thumb than it is the finger. That probably will start building up a callus too eventually. Probably. From where you're hitting it, or not hitting it, but holding it. And
it's terrible. But I'm so excited to get started. Like I said, I'm gonna combine her locks just for practice, because it takes a long time, and that's what I liked about Jill. She has her her assistants, but now they're doing their own work. But just in there helping each other or whatever. Because I love that. That's why I was like, that's why I don't like to work by myself. Sometimes I be like, help me. Somebody needs to be. We get two people doing stuff, and this is like a community, kind of like when the Africans get on your head and start braiding your hair. You getting done faster, and I just like that. Like I like being able to work
it means that you're in an environment where people at least know how to work with each other and not be and still get along. Right. Like that's already a good sign. Like our shop, like we all get along. And it hasn't always been butterflies and kisses, but we out of all the shops I've been at, this has had the absolute least drama.
Yeah.
Period.
I love it.
And it's also been the most fully staffed too. So this is the place where I've seen the most people working, but the least amount of drama coming from anybody.
And I like that too, because they were surprised, and I was like, we got like 8 people working all together
That's
now.
Not normal, sadly.
And it's diverse, right?
Very diverse.
Exactly. And I mean, it's not a lot of people doing that. When I was naming off everybody, it was like, she's still going. I was like, yeah, we got a good thing, like great thing. And I like going other places to see how good we have it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like that everywhere.
No. It's more common to find places where it's 1 or 2 people and that's it, because somebody's had too many bad experiences and just does not want to work with anybody and everybody.
And some people don't have that personality. We have good personalities. Keon has a great, to be a boss too, or be an owner of a shop, you have to have a certain kind of personality, in my opinion, because the last shop I was at, I did not like, I mean, I guess I was like too much for people. We did this life chart thing too. We did the pattern.
I don't understand that. Your job is to talk to people. You should have a
bubbly, good, yeah. And
too much has already been one of those. That's one of those critiques I've never. They kind of just triggers me a little bit, because it's like, what do you mean by that? You just don't like that I outshine you.
Yeah, but I mean, and people don't like that, and I never try to take people's shine.
That's not a me problem. If you think I'm too much, that's a you problem.
Well, I didn't. She never said it, but I just felt like too much all day. You're not talking, and here I am talking like this. I mean, bubbly. I'm usually
part of the job.
Yeah, and I feel like it's hard to find where you fit in like that. Right. I really feel like I fit in here.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Couldn't wait to come back. Because I just know. I mean, and TS called. He was so sweet. He was like, I just try to see how class is going and things. And he was like, I miss you at the shop. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it feels good to be missed when you're gone or whatever, and then miss you guys when you come back or whatever, because I like to go do things by myself, but I like having the shop, or so we could go out together, have way better time. Like I cannot wait to go to Florida, because I know we're gonna have a great time. All together. Yes. That's the thing. I like that, because we really do and I can't wait to see what we do with it, whatever, like the photo shoots and stuff. That she want to do like a photo shoot and stuff. And I was saying, just imagine like a micro lock girl and a guy with wigs, like long wigs. That's gonna be fire. Yes. And then like she has her like boho theme or whatever, with the pampas grass and like the terracotta colors and stuff like that. But I was like, it's giving like jungle kind of vibe. She has those big money trees and like plants that hang. I like the vine kind of plants and stuff like that. I was like, just picture like a guy with those wigs, or like Shabusi. Because I kept talking about him, because that's my man. I already told her. Listen, I already told her. I was like, that's my man.
That the king, because we need to get the queen matching, but the king painting we have out there.
Exactly.
We need to get the king and queen and do it like that.
Exactly. Because that's going to be fire. Yeah. That's why I was like, just imagine that guy with his, like, even 2 women, a guy and a girl, whatever, or 2 women, whatever.
Black Panther and Storm.
Exactly.
Did you know they're married in some of the comic books?
Oh no, I didn't know that.
He's her princess. Like,
let's see. See, I love that. Just imagine we could do some Wakanda, like we're gonna do that anyway. Some superhero.
X-Men 97. Been watching that. Like, if you haven't caught up, catch up. It's every Wednesday. I was tempted to wait until X-Men and it just made me think of that. But
go ahead.
Comes out every Wednesday. I was tempted to wait until it's only 10 episodes this season. But it's already like picking up. Like, apparently it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, 100%. Like, I'm excited. I'm
so excited. And the gays took over Gambit, because Gambit had this little crop top, and
I love it.
The gays were like, "Oh no, that's us. We're gonna take that right now." I'm not gonna lie. I'm tempted to. So my goal is I'm going to get back on weight, losing weight, and
I'm trying
getting fit again. No, you've already been seeing. I've already been seeing results.
I feel like I'm gaining the weight back.
You have
stepped on the scale.
Results.
Thanks.
No, but muscle's going to weigh differently.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to think about that. You're building up muscle.
I need to stop.
Yeah. And that's for me. I can't look at the number. I can't obsess about the number. I just want to feel better.
Yes. Right.
And that's where I'm at. I'm at that point again. But let me get a little body going, and let me get to where I'm comfortable again, showing skin. Gambit might be my Halloween. Like, I'm going ahead and call that right now.
Come on
Gambit
now.
might be, because I have the hair. I have the hair. The difference is I have to style it kind of like what I'm doing right now, where it has to almost look like a mullet.
Yeah.
I have to style it where it kind of looks mullety, because his is a mullet. It's shaven, or it's close on the sides. He's got the ponytail, and he's got big hair up top.
You can slick that back.
I gotta slick it back and then do a little,
Yeah.
But I think that's gonna be I'm calling it now. I think that's gonna be my Halloween costume for this year.
Yeah,
I need to get that crop top.
I need to already start planning ours. So we always do so much for Halloween.
Keanu already has like 5 different ideas he's gonna do.
What he gonna do? I'm not ready.
Yeah, we're never ready for him.
That's what I said. And that's why I like to go. But every year, one year I'm gonna win the contest, but I be trying. Trying to like get into it because it's fun. It makes it fun. Like that's why I like it because it makes it fun, makes it something to look forward to. And we got to show out for it because what else we got to do? You know, it's fun.
I can't wait until we have our next party here, which we need to get with him because I know we're supposed to have a vendor thing, but we don't want to do like we did the first year when we did it in the dead of summer because it was just way too hot.
Next couple months, I'd
say the next month or so because it's already 80 degrees today and tomorrow.
Love that. That's what love. We got the shorts.
Have all that. I had a different pair of pants on before I walked out the door this morning, and then I finally looked on the because I always try to base my clothes off the weather.
Same.
I forgot to do that, and then I was like, oh wait, let me look. As I opened the door to walk out, I was like, 80 degrees. Yeah. These pants are coming off.
I've been trying to do better. I'm the one to wear sandals when it's raining because I did not check the weather. But I feel it warming up, and I'm like, do I need a coat? Because I'm gonna check. When I was in Atlanta, I was pulling the door back. We had a balcony, and I seen the pool. I was like, I would pick the hotel that got a pool. We don't. It's not pool time,
right?
Yeah, but
a pool area,
and it's so pretty. But I was like, okay, if the pool did. I was like, do I need a coat? Okay, no. But then they're from Florida, so they was like, it's cold out here. It is not cold out here at all.
Yeah.
Like
anytime that's like the boys they came up here and started getting cold like in fall and I'm like no it's 80 degrees what are you talking about
that part like it's not cold
used to the hot
at all right they was like it's cold out here.
It's hot in Louisiana in fucking February. It was 80 something degrees in February the year we went.
Oh yeah.
I was like, y'all, and it was already humid. Y'all can have that.
I love this time of year. This is my time. This is spring and summer. Yesterday was a beautiful day outside and I loved it. Like Easter was good. Delaney enjoyed it. But first of all, she made me mad because she wanted to go to church with her grandma on her dad's side. So I just had picked her up and just drop her right back off, but it's fine. And she really don't have no Easter dresses. I'm like, I'm a heathen for a night. I don't got no church clothes, and I ain't got no church clothes. She ain't got no church clothes. I was like, I tried to find her a little dress that I was like, oh, this a pass. This a do. Yeah. It's a dress she wore for her birthday. Just a little. It had like a unicorn on it and a tulle dress part at the bottom. I was like, this churchy enough. Yeah. I'm not.
It's spring colors.
But I'm so used to my grandma in the old school way. You got to have the bobby socks and the dress and the little coat, the white. Yes, and we're not like that, child. Okay?
That's too much.
So, I put her on that, and then she had on her little jelly shoes, and I was like, this is church enough, Jesus. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I went and bought her some more dresses after that. But I feel like she ain't got a one. Yeah. Not one. Yeah. But, I took her and got in the car, and it's 9 o'clock. Well, before 9, because she said be there at 9, Lord Jesus. So I had to drop her off, and she opened some chips, Cheetos in the back seat. I'm like, first of all, I would have just bought you a biscuit, bro. Right. Like, you did not have to eat no chip.
And messy.
And I was like, you got one job. I was like, don't get the chips on your dress, Delaney. I was like, because, Yeah. It's only 12 minutes to her daddy's house.
Covered.
No, yeah, because she had her leg up. And I was like, put your leg down. Cheese stain here. I was like, bro, I have gloves. Like, why did I asked you to do one thing.
You had one job.
And I was like, that's fine. I just tell you that I was so upset about it. Because I was like, first of all, you already don't look to my standards. And that's just because I grew up a different way. I mean, you're going to go to church, you're going to put your church clothes on. Yeah. She don't got no church clothes. So I was like, well, it's fine. Because I just got back Saturday night. You going to church on Sunday. Yeah. I ain't got time to, But anyway, I was like, yeah, your daddy just going to be mad. He was like, it's okay. Oh. I just walked out the door because I was like, of course your daddy gonna tell you it's fine. She got him wrapped around his pinky finger, and I'm like, it's not okay because you got this little dirty in front of the church, and they gonna be like, who is your mother? That's what that's like, what your mama? Your mama don't love you. That's like, that's where my brain goes. Yeah. Because I'm extra judgy. Well, at least your hair was done. Yeah. But that it
is one of those things. I guess it's kind of one of those things where women don't dress for their men. They dress for the other women that are going to be there. It's kind of like that too with with their kids. With my daughter, I dress my kids for the other moms to see. So I get that. Okay.
She had a little stain on her dress. Yeah. But it's children, and she tried her best.
They get dirty. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I was like, it's fine. You couldn't even make it out the car. Like,
I mean, I'm never gonna have them.
at 9 a.m. for me. Like, how am I gonna explain this?
Yeah.
She does it for breakfast. Like, she's that mom.
It's the fact that I can't bop.
That part, I was pissed. If she don't care.
Nope.
Her daddy was like, it's fine.
Of course.
Okay. Like, that's what I said. I just walked on out the door. It's fine. Because I'm going to be that fussing mama anyway. Because, like, you just had one. I just asked you to.
The one thing?
Yeah. Just don't get. Should have been eating the freaking Cheetos anyway, okay?
We did D&D. Easter is Josh's absolute favorite holiday.
Really?
And we did like a little egg. Is basically you had a cup with strings going through the cup, and on the other side were the eggs, and you had to pull a random string. Mm-hmm. And everyone got 3 pulls, and then you get the number that's in the egg, and then you match it up to the number of the prize. Mm-hmm. And so everyone got a prize. And it was really cute. It was really fun. I got one of the grand prizes. I'd have been in the middle. I really wish I would have had like a recording of that, because when I tell you I was mid freak out, just paused, looked at him and said, "Is this bipolar?"
It's okay. It is okay.
Yeah. But at least I was discussing. That's how it even got there, is because I've gotten better about discussing how I feel.
Yeah, we have to. I've been trying to do that too.
Well, when you can't afford to actually get mental help, you got to do it on your own. And
right.
even though we're in our 30s, well, almost in our 30s,
right? Right, we getting there.
It's still a work in progress.
I got a few more months.
Yes.
Oh
God.
Trip. I'm not there yet. I'm almost there.
We're gonna have to do like a funeral for your 20s.
I know, right? The other day, we kind of talked about that. Brandy said that too. Like, do like the funeral clothes, death to your 20s, hello to your 30s. Kinda, I thought about it, but I am gonna do a photo shoot. We already said that. We're gonna dress like twins. I probably put a wig on, I guess.
That'd be cute.
See how fast I took my wig off.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to get me a wig in the back that I didn't do. But Jill said she was gonna come up here. Because she never met Keon. They know each other, but they haven't met face to face. So yeah, she was gonna meet him, and then she was like, I'll come, and she was like, I'll do it then. And I was like, okay, so I'll put me a little wig in the back. I'm gonna have a wig in the back.
I love it.
Me too. So I was like, I'm excited about things that's coming up. We got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yes.
And it's fun.
Oh, and next week we are going to have a returning guest for the first time.
Oh yeah, part 2 for Poe.
Yes, we are going to have Poe back. I cannot wait. We were just talking about it, and she said she had a really great time on the first podcast. So we were scatterbrained that week, and we ended up rambling a lot.
But I like how today I think it flows.
Well, I thought it was funny that our whole. And I know it was mostly me, because again I watched too much that week and had too much to talk about, because Black people in America get fucked over, and I just had a lot to say about it. But it was funny that our main topic for last week was relationships, and we only got at it in like the last 20 minutes. Okay, we're gonna get back into it. So we're gonna pick up and actually discuss it more, and because we, like I said, had a great time with Poe, and can't wait.
All right, y'all. This has been another episode of
Trims and Trauma.
We're your hosts, Brea and
Corrigan.
Bye, y'all.
Have a good week.
See y'all next week.
That
was good. That was really good.
You ain't gotta be too perfect. You just gotta know your worth. Talk about your flaws, how they make you flawless. You are like a work of art and artists. They do it all their dreams, all their hopes, all their nightmares.